So, hello, Miss Stelson.
Hi.
Thank you so much for taking your time and doing this interview. Um, so today we're going to be talking about your book, um, The Stars of the Night, The Courageous Children of the Czech Kindertransport.
I
Yeah.
was in Czechoslovakia.
Can you start by telling us a bit more about yourself and the book?
Yes, well, I got some of your questions, so
Mhm.
thinking about them today. And one of the questions you asked me was how I was inspired to be a writer. Then I can talk a little bit about the book. So I bet, like lots of writers, lots of authors,
Mhm.
um, we really liked writing as kids.
Yeah.
And I bet you do too, actually. I bet you really enjoy writing as well as reading. But I think whatever we really enjoy as when we were kids, when we were children, it's something to really hold on to because it's like really us. Whatever we really like as kids is really us. So I've always enjoyed writing through school. Um,
Mhm.
and it really always helped me think, no matter what I was writing, to really kind of see what was in my head. What was I thinking? I always
Mhm.
liked history. Um, I always liked kids. I was a teacher before I became an
Oh,
author.
that's really nice.
Yeah, I really spent a lot of time teaching in the classroom as a reading specialist, as a writing specialist. I did a lot of work in educational publishing.
Yeah.
I got to a point when my kids grew up that I really needed to write my own stories. I didn't want to write what other people were asking me to write. It was time to really say, what is it I really need to explore for myself?
Yeah.
So that's what led me to the books I've been writing and Stars of the Night.
Yeah. So what inspired you to write the book? Like when
Uh,
did you have that moment?
I had a
Yeah.
moment. I did have a moment. So I had published two other books that had taken place, nonfiction, real stories that had taken place during World War II.
Oh.
And then I have an older brother. My older brother Billy
Mhm.
sent me a clip of sort of the real story, that there was a little video that he sent me.
Oh,
And
that's
he
cool.
said, yeah, it was very cool. And he said, I think you'd be interested in this story. And I kept playing that video, very short. It was very short, but it just captured my attention. And I was crying because it was
Yeah.
so meaningful. And I said, that is a story I am going to write.
Hmm. Yeah. So how'd you come up with the title?
Titles can pop out, and say, this is the story. And sometimes you have to write like, I don't know, brainstorm, a whole page of
Yeah.
titles, what you want. But I'm going to read you a quote from the book.
Hmm.
Actually, you can find the title
Hmm.
page. This is
Hmm.
the cover, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to read this. This is a quote, a real quote from the diary of one of the children who had to escape Czechoslovakia because before World War II, in Germany, there were a dictator was coming to Germany named Adolf Hitler. You
Oh.
might have known that name. And he, among other things, was attacking the Jewish people. And
Oh.
Jewish people in Czechoslovakia knew how bad things were getting. They were very worried about their children. And they were so worried that they put them on a train and they sent them to England, the only country that was opening up their doors to these kids.
Yeah.
England took in 10,000 kids.
Oh, wow. That.
Yeah, this
Wow.
story is about 669 of those children that went on trains to England by themselves.
Yeah, that's
That was pretty, and they stayed in England for the whole war without knowing what was going to happen to their parents. So, to answer your question, when there was, and this is real, this is a true story, when Vera Gissing was, and she was only 9 years old. How old are you?
I'm 9.
Imagine, okay, that your mother is packing your suitcase and she's trying to assure you that all is going to be well, but she doesn't even know what is going to happen. And she says to you, there will be times when you feel lonely and homesick. Let the stars of the night and the sun of the day be the messenger of our thoughts and love.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see where the title came from?
Yeah.
Isn't that a big, great quote?
Yeah.
And so the other thing is that stars of the night,
Mm-hmm.
the sun of the day, for Selena Alco, who was the illustrator, she could take stars of the night and sun of the day, and she could weave the illustrations together and
Yeah.
bring it all through to actually the very end. Let's see if we can find one of the ends. Well, you would see all the way through. So
Yeah.
that's a title that the illustrator can use too.
Yeah. So can you tell us about if there were any interesting or memorable experiences from your life at any point in the book that was influenced in the book?
Couple things. One is I used to live in England, and a
Oh.
lot of the kids, I found out that during right before World War II, I knew that over 1.5 million kids were evacuated out of London.
Mm-hmm.
Whole schools were evacuated and taken out to the countryside for safety. But I didn't know about the Kindertransport of other kids from other places coming to England. There were so many children displaced right before the war that it was a really that the memories of the people are really in their minds. In
Oh,
fact,
wow.
not too long ago, I met somebody who was on this Kindertransport. And
That same transport?
yes, she is 88 years old now, but she was only 3 years old
Oh, wow.
when she left. Yeah,
That was 85 years ago?
yes. So almost she's
Oh,
88 now. Yeah. Also, I want you to know that my family is Jewish.
mm-hmm.
And so I have a lot of history in this story of this
Yeah.
time. So I was really, really, it was a very meaningful story for me to write.
Yeah. Can you tell us about the process of writing the book?
Yeah, I can.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you know, it's hard to know how long a story is going to take to write.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it doesn't even matter if it's fiction, nonfiction, it's a journey,
That's true.
you know. And one book I wrote before took me a really, really long time, like 6 years.
Oh, wow. That is a
Yeah,
lot.
that's a lot to commit to a story. But this one took me, well, first of all, I read everything about this story, this history. And I watched every video and I went to every museum and I covered every website and I did so much research that I filled myself up with this story. And
Mm-hmm.
then one morning I woke up with this voice in my ear and I could almost hear the kids on the transport talking. And so, yeah, it was kind of a dream. And I got up in the morning and I started writing.
Message from everybody.
What's that?
It was a message from everybody who's on
It
that
was
trip.
a, it was a message from everybody.
Yeah.
That's why I decided to write it, not in just one, not just with one voice, but with a collective voice. So it
Yeah.
starts out when we were 7 or 8 or 9 or 10. It
Oh,
is we that
yeah.
I do. And that's a little different for a book, but it worked.
Yeah, it did. So how long did it take to write the book, approximately?
Well, it took me, I had to spend a lot of time doing the research. I
Yeah.
don't, I don't know how long I took, months. But when I wrote it, I think I almost wrote it in a day.
Oh, wow. That's a
Really,
very short time.
that was extraordinary. Not that it took me longer to to get every word right, that
Yeah.
it took me longer to work with my editor to squeeze out all the words we didn't need. But the whole thing came pretty quickly, and that was very unusual.
Yeah. So wow, that is like a day for like the basic first draft. That's very, very short.
It's
Yeah.
only because,
And it wasn't even like the book was that short.
yeah, but I think because I had filled myself up with all that I had read and studied, and
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I could walk into that story, it just somehow came
Yeah.
very satisfying.
Yeah. So what message or theme did you hope readers learn from the book? And it doesn't just have to be a message or theme, it could also be like something like a thought that you wanted them to have after reading it.
Well, here's what I would like. I don't know what you thought when you read it.
Yeah.
And actually, I've got a couple questions for you too when you're done with me.
hmm
But so the hero of the book is a man named Nicholas Winton,
Nicholas Winton.
and he was in Czechoslovakia, in the capital of Prague, and he
hmm
saw so many children who are in dire need of help to get out of Czechoslovakia and get to safety. Now, he could have just not gotten involved,
True.
could have said, not my problem. But
hmm
he saw how important it was to help these children. And he knew he could help. And so he stepped forward. So one theme is not to turn away when you see
Yeah,
some
that's a
injustice,
very important theme.
right? Or not just to be a bystander and just kind of freeze.
Mm,
Try to step forward and
Yeah,
try,
like do something about it.
right? And
Yeah.
when you're kids, the kids,
Mm,
I thought they were very brave. They had to be very brave and they had to be very resilient.
Yeah, that's true.
And so I hope that's part of the theme too. And when those children grew up, when I read about their lives, they were really thankful that they were alive because so many of their families didn't live through the war. And they
Mm,
decided that they would do whatever they could to give back to society, like
Yeah,
becoming doctors or researchers. They really studied and helped becoming social workers, something to do to pay it forward
yeah, to help all those people.
and to help all those people. So I
Mm,
think those are the two things that I really got out of it for my
mm,
own life.
Yeah. Like you said earlier, your question for me was, what did I think? Um, I I didn't really have a theme or a message that I could have, but I just thought it was just simply too wonderful to have a theme or message for it. And but if I had to pull through for a theme, I would say that it was basically similar to yours, like just be an upstander, not a bystander.
Yes, yes. And we can all do that, right? I mean,
And also respect others.
yes. And to realize um, how horrible it is when situations come up where people are attacked for their beliefs
Yeah,
or their
horrible. Because
religion.
everyone should have their own beliefs, and that's okay.
Yes, absolutely. And there was people sometimes who want to be dictators, want to dictate what other people should do. And they put people at risk for doing that. And so this was a really painful time in history, but it helps us think about how precious our lives and our freedom is.
Yeah, yeah, that's very true. So if you could give one piece of advice to kids who want to become authors or just authors, what would it be?
Just one?
Because many as you want.
Well, I think lots of authors
Mhm.
would say, I bet you've heard this. Read, 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 right? Read as much as you can, read as many kinds of genres that you can, find out what you like.
Find out what you don't like, find out why you don't like that.
Yep. But I would say something more. I
Hmm.
would say pay attention. Pay
Yeah,
attention when you walk out the door, when you go to school, when wherever you are.
yeah.
And not only
Anything can
read,
just spark interest and turn to a story.
absolutely. And when you not only read, but read people. I mean, look at
Hmm.
people and see what they're like and listen to their stories too. And I would say this, have adventures because adventures teach you a lot. And sometimes they're real adventures, right? When you're out in the world, or you can have, adventures in your own mind.
Hmm. Yeah.
I would say, I would say that.
Yeah. So if you could travel back in time and give yourself advice,
Yeah.
um, what would
What
it
would I would say trust yourself.
be? Hmm.
Trust your voice. Trust that you have important things to say.
Yeah, that's very important.
A lot of people get, have you ever heard of writer's block?
Yeah.
Sometimes when you get writer's block, it's real, but I think it's when you start shutting yourself down. Like
Hmm.
you're losing faith in yourself. And if you could just know that, get the words down on paper, you can always come back to it. You can always make it better.
Yeah.
But just see what you have on paper. Yep.
Hmm.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
would say that. I would say trust yourself, trust your voice, know you have important things to say.
Yeah. So what do you enjoy doing for fun other than reading or writing?
Yes. And I do love to read. But, I was thinking about that question. And I like to do a lot of things. And I like a lot of things when I was a lot younger too. I
Hmm.
like sports. I like swimming. I like playing tennis.
Oh,
Uh,
I also play tennis.
do you? Good for
Yeah.
you. I like that. I love and pickleball
Yeah.
because it's a little easier now. Um, I love being out in nature, loved hiking. And so, but
Hmm.
I'll tell you what I want to do more of now, which is I want to get back into my art. When,
Ooh, that sounds really exciting.
yeah, when I was a kid, when I was your age, I was doing a lot of art. I was a lot of
Like what
painting.
kind of art?
I would do a lot of painting with oil paints.
Oh,
And
like painting and coloring, drawing. Yeah.
right. And
Well,
with
actually, there is a lot of ways that people like can put art and writing together, like graphic novel or something.
yes, yes. And
Yeah.
so I I want to make more time to do
Hmm.
that.
Yeah, that sounds lovely.
But I
Um,
really also I
mhm.
have 3 grandchildren.
Oh, that's nice.
It's really nice, and I really like to play with them.
Yeah. Um, so are you planning to write more books?
Yes.
Yeah. Uh,
I have one coming out. I don't want to tell too much about it, but I have one more coming out next September.
You have a title for it?
It's called The Return of the Sword. I'm just going to tell you that.
Ooh, that is very interesting.
Oh, good. And and that just has taken a long time to write and get out. And then I have a bunch of other ideas. I'm trying to think about what to write next.
Mm-hmm.
I just came back from a trip and I went to a place in Indiana and I walked into a story and I went, wow, that's a story. Maybe I should do that one.
Yeah.
Never know when a story is going to come and smack you right in the forehead.
Yeah. A lot of authors say to carry a notebook with you.
Yes, I carry a notebook, but also I pay attention to goosebumps.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you get a tingle and
Yeah.
you say, ooh, that idea is really interesting. And then you wait a while to see if the tingle and the goosebumps go away. And then if they don't go away, you say, that's a story to invest in.
Mm-hmm.
Pay attention to the goosebumps too.
Yeah. Yeah. That's good advice. I will do that. So thank you so much for doing this interview today. I really, really appreciate it, and we had a lot of fun today. So
May I ask you 2 questions?
yeah.
So this book, Stars of the Night,
Mhm.
is a pretty serious story about a serious time.
Mhm.
I'm curious why you picked that one. What drew you to Stars of the Night?
Well, Stars of the Night, for one, I loved the cover,
Oh,
and
cool.
Stars of the Night, the title sounded intriguing.
Mhm.
Well, usually I just like flip through a book, and then I just love the art, and then I loved how the words just, I don't know, they just had a meaning.
Yeah, thank you. And you know what? I'll let Selena Alco, who's the illustrator,
Yeah,
know that you like her illustrations too.
yeah.
So here's
It's
my
it's
second question.
very important in a lot of times. It's what draws me to the book most of the time.
Yes, so I think a picture book like this, or
Mm-hmm.
picture books in general like that,
Yeah.
are an art form, are an art
Mhm. Yeah.
because
Plus, also, yeah. Plus, also in the cover, it seemed like the train was like floating in the stars. So, um,
yeah,
yeah, and it was floating over everyone.
now you know where the title came from too.
Yeah.
So my other question is this. It is a pretty serious story about
Mhm.
a time um, in the world during World War II. And this is just leading up to something called the Holocaust, which was
Yeah.
a horrible, horrible event. So some people have told me, no, this is too serious and too difficult of a story for young kids to know about. They should wait until they're in high school. What?
I don't think that because I mean, you can't hide bad things. Bad things are just like you should at least notify people who are younger at least. So then like if anything like people forbid if anything bad happens now, then like at least they know some tactics and I don't know, they could do something about it. Plus also it inspires children to be like the leaders who do something about it, like an upstander.
I
Yeah.
think I thought the same thing.
Yeah.
When somebody comes up to me and says, that is too difficult of a story, I'm going to let them know that just what you said.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm, I'm glad we agree.
So like I said, thank you so much for doing the interview.